Now, British expansion from 1805 to 1848. After Lord Wellesley, how was British tried to expand their territories? The period from 1805 to 1848 saw a rapid expansion of British power in India and Southeast Asia. The British conquered Java and Sumatra from Dutch. They also occupied Singapore and Sarawak in the Malay Peninsula. These conquests established their naval supremacy in the regions and helped them control the Southeast Asian trade. The kingdoms of Nepal and Burma were also defeated and forced to cede, that is, give up, territories to the British. In the northwest, the British extended their influence up to the river Satluj. In 1843, the British annexed Sindh. So now what are they saying? That Britishers were not only capturing India, they were capturing the entire Asia, that too a certain part of Asia, that is Southeast Asia. So if you will look at this map, so this part is your Asia. Now they are saying southeast. So this is east and this is your south. So now Britishers even started controlling this part of Asia. Okay, so Britishers actually started controlling different parts of even South Asia. Now let us come to Punjab. So what happened in Punjab? Amongst the few Indian kingdoms that remained independent was Punjab. It was ruled by Maharaja Ranjit Singh. He was on friendly terms with the British. He had built a strong army, equipped and trained like the European forces. So they are saying when most of the India was under the control of British, Punjab was one such area which was independently ruled by their rulers, okay, and it was ruled by Maharaja Ranjit Singh. And he was Maharaja Ranjit Singh was not actually a rival of Britishers. He actually had friendly terms with the Britishers. Also, he had a very strong own army which was well trained, and it was actually like a good army which was matching up to the level of the European forces. As long as he was alive, the British did not intervene in the affair of the kingdom. After the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh in 1839, there was a struggle for power. So they are saying until Maharaja Ranjit Singh was alive, and since he had a very strong army, his relations with Britishers were also very friendly. So Britishers did not intervene in their internal politics, or we can say internal affairs. But after his death, their powers got weak and there was a constant struggle for power. In 1843, Dalip Singh, okay, son of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, succeeded to the throne. Basically, after the death of his father, his son, who was Ranjit Singh, he came to the throne. The Britishers defeated him and annexed Punjab in 1849. Remember what was the policy of Lord Wellesley? First was subsidiary alliance and second was outright war. So in Punjab, initially when the Britishers thought that it is very strong, they did not intervene there. But when they saw the death of Raja Ranjit Singh, so there was also a constant struggle for power in the Punjab itself. So when his son came to the throne, the British actually had a war with them and defeated him, and then forcefully took the territory of Punjab under its control in 1849. Okay. Now a new Governor General, Lord Dalhousie. Okay, he came in 1848 to 1856. So under his rule, let us study what new different things were there. After taking over as Governor General in 1848, Lord Dalhousie began the final stage of annexation. He devised a policy called the Doctrine of Lapse. According to it, when the ruler of a kingdom under British protection, that is subsidiary state, died without a natural heir, his territory would not automatically pass to an adopted heir but would lapse, that is, become part of the British Dominion, unless the adoption has been earlier approved by the British. Dalhousie annexed Satara, Nagpur, Jhansi, and many other kingdoms under the doctrine of lapse. Now we know that how Lord Wellesley, he brought in two policy, that was the subsidiary alliance and outright war. So Lord Dalhousie, he brought a new different thing, that was doctrine of lapse. Now what was this? See, it basically said that all the rulers which were under the direct control of the Britishers through subsidiary alliance. Now if that ruler died and that ruler is not having a natural heir, that means who will take the property or the throne of that ruler, or you can say a son, a biological son. So if there is no biological son, so that territory will automatically come under the Britishers. That means, let's suppose there is this kingdom, there is this ruler A, okay, so he has signed subsidiary alliance with the Britishers. Now after his death he did not had any biological son, मतलब उनका अपना real son अगर नहीं था, तो after the death of A, the whole empire or the whole territory and everything of this ruler will automatically come under Britishers. Okay, this was one condition. But we know that residents were there in the court of rulers who had signed the subsidiary alliance, and वो उनकी internal matters में भी intervene करते थे, and at every level the rulers has to take permission. Now they are saying अगर A के जिंदा होते, उनके जो अडॉप्टेड बेटे थे, अगर उन्होंने उनको प्रॉपर्टी देने का कुछ भी ऐसा वादा किया था अंडर ब्रिटिशर्स या ब्रिटिशर्स की परमिशन के सामने ऐसा हुआ था, ओनली एट दैट केस ब्रिटिशर्स उनकी प्रॉपर्टी नहीं फोर्सफुली लेंगे. बट अदरवाइज इफ़ कोई भी रूलर्स उन्होंने ब्रिटिशर्स के साथ सब्सिडरी अलायंस साइन किया है एंड उनकी डेथ के बाद उनका कोई नेचुरल बेटा नहीं होता जो उनके थ्रोन को लेगा, तो उस रूलर की सारी प्रॉपर्टी, आर्मी, everything will go directly to the Britishers. So through this policy of lapse, basically British and Dalhousie उन्होंने forcefully, annex means forcefully taking territory, so उन्होंने सतारा, नागपुर, झांसी and many other kingdoms की policy territory को अपने अंडर ले लिया था through this policy doctrine of lapse.